Hi everyone. I'm going to take some time to show you some of the features in Google Slides that you can use to decorate your virtual locker. So we're going to start off by opening the template that's in Schoology for designing your own virtual locker. And the first thing we're going to do with that template is we're going to make a copy of it. So we're going to click on File and then Make a Copy, and then you're going to click, you can just do the whole presentation. I would recommend you put something in here to personalize it. I always do with my first initial and my last name, but that way I'll know exactly what it is when I'm looking for it, that's my version of it. And then I'm going to click OK. Now the reason why you want to do that is because that template is a view-only template, and until you make a copy, you can't edit it at all. So be sure that you do that as you get started. Now, some of the things that you can do in Google Slides, you can add some images. You can layer those images so that they look like you've got some in front of others, some behind. And the other thing that you can do is you can build your own images by using some of the shapes and some of those features there. So I'm going to show you how to do those three things so that you can work on adding some images to your own locker. Now, the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is to insert some images, and that's the easiest thing to do. So after you've found some of those items that you would have in your locker, you're going to take some pictures of them. You may want to remove the background. There's a tutorial in the folder for that as well. And if you click on Insert, you are going to find your image and you're going to upload it from your computer. So I'm going to do that now. I keep a folder of images so that I can have them at hand when I need them. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm a science teacher, obviously, so I'm going to pick some science equipment that should be in my locker. So here it is. I have my science equipment. Now you'll notice there's no background to this picture, so I can put it anywhere and it looks kind of like it fits in that environment. I did that using that Remove BG software. So again, if you don't know how to do that, check out my tutorial because I can show you how to do it. Now I'm going to shrink this down just a little bit just by dragging that corner in, and I'm going to take it, and I like this to go on my bottom shelf here. Looks like I'm going to have to shrink it down just a little bit more. So you can see I can just place it right here. Looks like it belongs there. It's my little scientific system, and that kind of goes along with some of the things that that I think are important to me that I would like to see in the locker. Some other things that I might have in my locker, let's look and see for the images. You can upload, let's see, every good teacher has a Starbucks coffee cup in their classroom, so we'll add that to our image here. And I like the venti. Let's undo. I just bumped that a little bit and I want to kind of put it back. All right, so I like the venti size. That's a little bit like extra venti, so we're going to shrink it down just a little bit. So I've got my coffee cup there, and let's go ahead and add a couple of other things. So I'm going to insert also. I like to crochet, so now I'm going to have my ball of yarn. So this is the giant ball of yarn. We're going to shrink it down so it's much smaller, and I'm going to put it in the locker. Now you know, it kind of looks a little funny, like it's not, like the shading is kind of odd a little bit, so I might want to rotate that picture around a little bit, and you can do that by taking this little this circle right here and then dragging it to where you want it to go. You can see that you will see the angle there. And so I just wanted to kind of tilt it a little bit. Now, crocheting is important to me, but coffee is more important to me. So I would like to take my coffee cup and move it so that it's actually in front of my ball of yarn. So this is what I mean when we talk about layering some items, because sometimes you want things to appear closer to you, sometimes you want them to appear farther away, or you want to just layer some things. So you have this here. What I'm going to ask you to do to layer is to click on where it says Arrange, and then you're going to look at the order. So my coffee cup, I'm going to want to bring it to the front because I want to move it forward so that it looks like it's in front of the ball of yarn. So the way I'm going to do that, let me come back here, is I'm going to click on my Starbucks cup. I'm going to click on Arrange, and then my order, and I'm going to bring it to the front. And that's going to put that image in front of my ball of yarn. But you know what? Now that I look at that, I really liked it better, sort of in the background more. So I'm going to click back on it. I'm going to click on Arrange, again on Order, and I'm going to send it backward. Now, if I were to send it all the way back, it's going to move that so that it's actually behind the image for the lockers. Let me show you how that's going to work. So now you can't see it at all, right? But you know it's there because you've got this guy right here. So if you make that mistake, it's not a big deal. You just go back to Arrange, click on your order, and then you want to bring that forward. Right, now, one of the other things that you can do is you can actually create some images for some things that are in your locker using the Shapes function. So every good teacher reads books, so I'm going to create a few books that we can stack on the shelf here in the locker, and I'm going to do that here with some shapes. So I'm going to go to Insert and then Shape. Here's my shapes, and then you get a variety of shapes. I'm going to choose, I like this kind of rounded one because I think it looks a little bit more like a book. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place my book on the shelf here. But wow, that's kind of a boring color, I think. And so now what I'd like to do is I want to choose what color my book's going to be. So my book that I'm going to talk about that I want to have in my locker is called Lab Girl. So it's about someone who works with soil and dirt and plants. And so I'm going to choose a green book to kind of make that work. And then I'm going to just stretch that out there. And I'm going to title it. So I'm going to go ahead and put my title of the book here. Let's do this. Lab Girl. And now I probably, if I had more time, would go ahead and put the author's name and that kind of thing, maybe even an image, but for now that kind of works. Now other things that you might want to put in your locker could be like stickers, like a bumper sticker. So say you wanted to make a bumper sticker, you could do that. Also using that shape, so you could insert, and then this time maybe we want to insert a shape that is more like an oval. So I can do that here, and I can put this here, and I've got my shape, right? And I can just type in it. I'm going to go ahead and just type inside my shape, Hutch Hawks, and then now I'm going to make it really small so that it fits inside my sticker, Hutch Hawks. I could go back and make an image or add an image, but for now that works. I'm going to go ahead and change the font to something a little bolder. But now you can see how you can create some of these things if you can't find those shapes. Now one of the things that I want to also point out is not only can you change the color of that shape. So let's see, our colors are burgundy and gray, so I'm going to go with the gray. But I can also change the color of the outline, and I can do that here. I can choose my border color. This looks kind of burgundy-ish. I'll try that one. And then let's make the thickness of my border a little stronger. And so now I've got like a sticker that I can put inside my locker. So those are just some fun things that you can do to arrange your locker. Just play around with it, have a little fun, do something a little bit unique to just you. Don't forget about your background. One of the things that I have in my classroom is wood printed paper, so it looks like wood paneling on the wall. And so you can do things like that in your background by looking up different textures, taking a screenshot of it, and then inserting it and fitting it into that space. So just have fun with it, enjoy doing this, and if you have any questions, let me know.